I spend 25 hours a day on my phone. I'm on a journey to reduce my screen time. I'm gonna ditch my iPhone for an iPod Touch to see if that will prevent me from mindlessly scrolling. And I'm actually gonna give this away to one of you at the end of the video. 24 hours starts now. The first thing I do anytime I get bored is want to pull out my iPhone, but the benefit of the iPod Touch is it's Wi-Fi only, we have no connection, so I can't really scroll through Instagram or anything right now. But first we need to go get breakfast. Now when it comes to eating breakfast at Chipotle, anytime I'm eating, I like to pull out my phone and scroll through social media, but with the iPod Touch, I have to connect to the Chipotle Wi-Fi. And I did do this challenge with an iPod, and the issue was that I couldn't scan the NFC chip in my arm right here, so I couldn't be a full-on cyborg, and it has an Apple Health integration, which the iPad does not. So when it comes to connecting my smart rings and getting my sleep tracking info, I can actually still get the data into my iPod Touch and not have to worry about losing that information at Apple Health. Now that I can't doom scroll, I'm actually gonna be present and enjoy my food today. My mom would be so proud. I tried to pay with this device, but there was one issue. But this device doesn't have Apple Pay, which is a huge downside. If you watch my Apple Watch or iPad video, the Apple Watch does have Apple Pay and actually lets me get into the transit, but the iPad and iPod don't work. What's nice is we do have Wi-Fi in transit, so I'm gonna connect to Wi-Fi on the iPod Touch. Now I can message people and check my maps to see which train we're supposed to take. So we do have free Wi-Fi at the transit, so I'm able to connect and figure out which train we're supposed to take, and I can iMessage people while we're here. Train just got here, let's go.
I got goals to chase, I got roads to pave. Not yet where I wanna be, but I got close today. I went ghost today, I got least to say. I be focused on these dreams like I didn't sleep today. Y'all can be so
How you doing?
Hello? You know your caller ID on your phone is Aladdin? So I'm like, Aladdin is calling me.
What do you think of my new phone?
I don't think I've ever seen one of these.
We're gonna give this iPod Touch away, so if you want this, make sure to comment
The Russian
ice cream.
The Russian doll. Russian doll emoji.
What's the Russian doll emoji?
You know that little Russian doll emoji?
Okay.
No?
Alright, if you want this iPod Touch, make sure to comment
Russian doll.
I know, but that one's so hard to find.
You just look it up.
A Russian doll emoji down below, and DM me on Instagram, and I will pick a winner and I will ship this iPod Touch to you. Nobody wants the iPod Touch?
What can you do with it?
So the iPod Touch does have FaceTime. I can
Wow.
Hello. Hey mom, how's it going? I just want to ask you a question. Are you proud of me? How's the quality of the camera?
Very good.
Do you think I should shave my mustache? The iPod Touch is actually running out of battery right now, and I'm trying to socialize, but clearly these Gen Zers don't want to.
I'm undefeated in 8-ball pool. Can you do this on yours?
Oh, yeah. I'm Shervin.
What's up, man?
Jordan, nice to meet you.
Welcome to 368.
When I tried to do the Apple Watch only, the only big issue was there's no camera. So if I'm trying to take friends, like Tejas here is starting a new OnlyFans, so we gotta get some new photos for him. I don't have a camera. I could carry this thing with me, and then if I'm going to a restaurant, I need to scan a QR code to get the menu. I still need a camera like the iPod Touch. The Apple Watch just wouldn't cut it. And then maybe a more serious face, but look to the right. That's definitely not a serious face.
and I be going hard like I'm ballin'. Ain't no need for poker face. Let you know I'm all in, radical. On the beat, I'm magical. They said I should be average though.
Clearly for these guys, they're more obsessed with their cameras than their phones. What?
You too. What are you filming on? What are you hold on? Hold on.
I'm on an iPod Touch. What are you?
Yeah.
The heck is this thing, huh? This doesn't look like an iPod.
So we are actually at 368 right now. That's pretty cool. But one thing I have noticed is when I'm hanging out with friends, or big thing that we like to do is like we're always on our phone scrolling through Instagram or TikTok, and when we're hanging out, like typically yeah it's social, but there are moments where everyone just pulls out their phone and starts to just mindlessly scroll, and I feel like I want to stop doing that behavior. I want to spend time actually interacting with these people face to face, and not like, oh, when the conversation dies I'm just gonna pull out my phone and like mindlessly scroll, but actually find ways to create and spark the conversation into bigger things. And that's kind of the whole goal of this series. Time to go get some office work done. So when I'm at my desk trying to get work done,
bro, you don't even have a job. What do you
dude,
mean?
I put YouTube in my LinkedIn. I typically like to scroll on my iPhone on Instagram or TikTok during meetings, Zoom calls, and just anytime I get bored, it's just so easy to pick this device up and get a little bit of dopamine hit. But since this is an iPod Touch, it's a bit slower, which I've realized, and I don't have to install social media apps, and if I don't connect the Wi-Fi, I can get away with getting work done and not spending too much time on my device. And it's very similar to like doom scrolling at the gym as well. So in between sets, like I want to pull out my phone and just start to doom scroll. And yes, I could not bring my iPhone with me, but there's like certain personal training apps and certain things I need on my phone. So having an iPod Touch that will do just that is super helpful. So I can get my work things done on here if I need to be on a Zoom call. And if I need to have my personal training stuff, I can do that on here. But then I don't need to worry about having a distracting iPhone. And it kind of creates this physical separation between playtime and work time. Can I be happy and can I still operate in the world? Because today you have to have a phone to operate in the world. How do you pay for things? How do you get around? How do you scan the menu at the restaurant? So we just arrived at a restaurant, and guess what? Here's the QR code. So far, I think the Apple Watch with cellular is probably the best iPhone replacement. The only issue is no camera. You could carry the iPod Touch around to be that camera, but it's just like the battery life dies. Is it really worth it to invest the effort to keep this thing working and operating? The software is not getting updated anymore. So I honestly don't think it's the best replacement device. What I would do is, if you are a social media addict and you still want to or need to because you work in social media, post on it, then you could use the iPod or an iPad as a separate device that's purely for social media, and this way you can contain all of your cocaine/addiction digital apps within the iPod Touch, and then you put it away inside of a box. Use your phone for daily use. When you need to use social media for any reason, like posting or interacting with friends, you pull out your iPod and there it is. But I do have another idea in terms of not having to purchase another device, and I've been experimenting it on my iPhone. If you want to see that video, turn on your post notifications because that one is coming out very soon. Not getting distracted is based all around trying to make my parents proud by achieving big things. And I've realized that you can either buy the iPod Touch, that's one option. The other option is buying an iPhone SE, and you can use either device as a physical separation device. What's nice is both have Apple Health. One does have Apple Pay, whereas the other one does not. If I were to have a secondary social media device, I would probably just get an iPhone SE, a cheap used one, rather than trying to get an iPod Touch or an iPad, because then you do have the option for cellular. And with Wi-Fi so prevalent and having FaceTime audio, FaceTime calls, I can pretty much use this as an iPhone almost every single place I go to. There is one amazing feature that this device has that the iPhone does not, and that is a headphone jack. I'm not sure how these things work anymore because I haven't used wired headphones in a couple of decades, but I think that's pretty neat. I've also heard...
You're not using wired headphones?
Whoa, what are those? Oh, that's a DVD player. Oh my god. Yeah, so it's been a long day. Let's work our way home, and it's time to go to bed. So we just arrived at a restaurant, and guess what? Here's the QR code. There you go. We do have one more problem. I don't have Wi-Fi.
It's a hotspot.
You don't have a hotspot Wi-Fi? Do you guys have hotspot? And if you look around the table right now, everyone's on their phone.
Bro, I'm looking at ramen recipes.
That's also another issue, is like because of these QR codes, everyone's forced to look at their phone, and then the notifications come in. Instagram is one swipe away. Next thing you know, dinner's over and you haven't had a single conversation with your friends.
The biggest issue about someone who's traded their iPhone for an iPod is that they're probably the most annoying person to call out everyone else at the table.
Sorry, what did you say? Scan it.
So it opens a random app because I don't have access to Safari.
Coach Shervin, why does Safari not open on your phone?
I basically disabled it, so it's a dumb phone, so I'm just incentivized to actually have conversations with the people instead of actually going on Safari and just Googling a random...
So your strategy to use your phone less is to delete all the apps?
Yeah, basically to only have the apps on my phone that I actually do want to use.
Is that bad?
Yeah, so that's twice me. So Tejas, you work in social media, right? How do you manage not using social media? What do you do?
I'm too addicted, and I've tried to quit. There's no quitting if it's on your phone. So everything's on my iPad. No cellular on this. But I take it basically everywhere I go, so I have access to social media. I'm not as extreme as this guy.
I'm gonna copy that. That's actually fantastic. Just get an iPad mini and do this.
Every time I need a post, I usually have this around, so.
What about your phone? Don't you install Instagram on it?
I install Instagram when I'm like at a networking event.
We are on the bus, and I would like to be on my phone, but what are you doing, huh?
What? Sorry? No cell service for you?
The number of times I've laid in bed and just mindlessly scrolled through TikTok and Instagram and delayed my bedtime is way too many to count. I'm on a mission to find a way to stop myself from doing these things and stop using these apps. I've tried screen time, I've tried screen limit, like none of these things have worked. And I think the iPod Touch was a great experiment to see, can I use an iPod Touch as my iPhone so that way I can separate myself from social media and disconnect throughout the day, connect with my friends, and build deeper relationships. For the most part it worked, but I wasn't absolutely in love with it. I did some other experiments where I used my iPad mini and Apple Watch as my iPhone as well. Go watch those linked up here.